What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack our crypto education. If you guys are brand new here, we do a giveaway at the beginning of every single video. And today's winner is Felix Lionel. Thanks so much for commenting on the previous video with your Bitcoin wallet address and also sharing that you heard about me from a video with Hishoshi from last year where we talked about Icon. Great video. Love that channel. Hishoshi's awesome. And thanks so much again. If you guys are brand new here, comment with your wallet address, something about the video, and don't forget to subscribe for a chance to win on this very special episode at the Bitcoin North American Conference in Miami. I sat down with the legend Bobby Lee, who is now the CEO of Ballet. It is effectively a hardware wallet that's non-electric, and you can store your cryptocurrency on there. I've been a fan of Bobby Lee for a while. He's the brother of Charlie Lee, the inventor of Litecoin, which I thought was really cool. Bobby Lee has a really interesting past, and I've been following him since he started BTCC many years ago. So first and foremost, this is not a sponsored interview. I got a chance to sync with Bobby at the booth at the North American Bitcoin Conference in Miami. It was a lot of fun talking to him, reminiscing about exchanges like Cryptsy and things from 2014. So without further ado, this is my interview.
What's up, guys? I am here with Bobby Lee, the CEO of Ballet. How's it going, Bobby?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So we were just talking right before this about the early 2013 to 2014 days. Bobby is an OG in the space and has been around the block for a while. So for everybody that's watching, Bobby, could you just share a little bit about your background and how you got into Bitcoin?
Yeah, sure. So I got into Bitcoin in 2011. So it's almost 9 years ago. My brother, who's also famous, Charlie Lee, my brother introduced me to Bitcoin. He told me about it just soon after he got interested in it. So I started mining in 2011 in the summer. I was in China, in Shanghai, started mining Bitcoin in my apartment. And that's how I got started. And then at the time, it was a hobby, right? For most people, Bitcoin starts as a hobby. And then within 2 years, I decided to go dedicate my career to it by launching a BTC China. So I was a co-founder. I partnered with my two founders for BTC China in early 2013. We set up the company, fundraising and all that, and we eventually became the world's largest Bitcoin exchange. It started as China's very first Bitcoin exchange, and eventually became the world's largest by trading volume and so on. And then we renamed ourselves BTCC for a global name. That was in 2015, and then we actually sold the company in January 2018. So 2 years ago, I sold the company, made some money, took a year off sabbatical, and then in the last 1 year, I started a new company called Ballet, and we make the physical hardware, physical wallets for cryptocurrency.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And
one more thing. So at BTCC, this is similar to it's sort of like a programmable Cassius coin, programmable cryptocurrency, like a physical Bitcoin. So at BTCC, I was a coin maker for BTCC Mint. BTCC Mint was a series of physical Bitcoins modeled after Cassius coins, different denominations from 1 Bitcoin, 5 Bitcoins, 25 Bitcoins, all the way down to the smaller poker chip size. So we made over 30,000 of those BTCC Mint coins. I was a coin maker, and the value was total value over 8,000, I think 7 or 8,000 BTC. So that's over $60 million US dollars. And it's been no theft. It's been very great opportunity to do that. There's been no hacking, no theft, no sweeping of keys. So I just want to tell people about that history of mine.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that you mentioned, you just gave us a speech here at the North American Bitcoin Conference in Miami, and you were mentioning some of the great things about what makes a good wallet. Could you go over that real quick? Because that was like such a good slide. It was like a couple bullet points. Yeah, it was so well thought out of saying like this is the first initial important pieces, and then this is where it goes.
Yeah. So it's basically in creating Ballet, I was looking for a few things. I've been in Bitcoin so long, I've seen all types of wallets. I've seen all types of wallets. I've used all types of wallets myself. I have 2 degrees in computer science from Stanford University, so I'm pretty geeky, pretty technical. And so I get it. I know how to use the more extremely complicated wallets. However, for mass adoption, we can't stop where we are. We have to go make things much more easier. Yeah. Wallets specifically. So this company is to target wallets, how to make wallets much easier for the mass market. And the key criteria is, I don't have my slide in front of me. I think number one is we want to make something that's suitable for everyone of any age, any background. So not just the technical geeks, not just the PhDs in computer science. We want everything from a 9-year-old to a 99-year-old grandparent to even children, toddlers, for your friends, high school classmates, colleagues, neighbors, Starbucks, coffee shop, baristas, everything. And then furthermore, we want to make it no setup. So we want a wallet that has no setup. Think about it. Every wallet you use for cryptocurrency, there's a complicated setup process. There's a registration process. There's a password. We want no passwords. We don't want anyone to remember because human memory is fallible. So no passwords, no setup, and you want something physical so that people can hold it in their hand. Because digital currency, they call it virtual currency. Like, oh my gosh, it's in the virtual, right? So we want to bring it down to something physical, so you hold by hand. And the other thing is no electronics, because electronics are prone to failure. Electronics have upgrade issues for security, chips, firmware upgrades, and so on. Electronics have compatibility issues. What happens to USB or NFC standards after 5 years, 10 years? Right, today also it's the latest Bluetooth, latest NFC chip, but what happens in 5 years and 10 years? What happens in 20 years? So we want a non-electronic solution that has no battery and power issues, no cables. So those are the key criteria. And what we've done is we created this wallet called the Ballet Real Bitcoin. It's a glorified paper wallet. Okay, it's a glorified paper wallet. It's made of stainless steel, very resilient. There's a carrying case for it. I have an acrylic case for it. But if I take it out, it's really solid. Okay, and we have a sticker on it that has a pre-manufactured address. We actually don't have the private key. There's a misnomer. We actually have the components to the private key. So there's two critical pieces. There's the passphrase and also the encrypted private key. So these are the two. It's a two-factor private key from BIP38 standard. So this is non-proprietary. This means that our company does not have the proprietary rights to it. I mean, if our company fails or we go bankrupt, your private keys are still in here by combining the two parts. So the first part is in the behind the sticker, the silver sticker. The second part is underneath the bottom scratch off. You use a coin to scratch it off. So there's about 25 characters here, 20 characters, and then there's a whole encrypted private key here. The two together combined, you make the private key. That's what unlocks all the coins. It's a multi-currency support. So we have a very nice app in Android, iOS. We also have it for desktops, for Mac, Windows, and Linux, and we also have a web version, JavaScript version for the Chrome and Safari. So we have all the platforms covered in, I think, 8 different languages. So it's really available for everyone. Have over 50 coins, 100 coins, and we have all the ERC20 tokens supported. So it's a very comprehensive solution.
Awesome. And one of the things that you mentioned that I wanted to bring up that I wish more companies did, which was the fact that you had it up in the air and you said this is not proprietary. Like, meaning if something were to happen, you could still get your funds off. Like, that should be the way that many people think and operate.
Because I created this product for me to use. Basically, I don't want a proprietary solution where the company closes down and what happens to it, right? So it's one of the most important things. It's an open standard BIP38. The private key encryption standard is very open sourced. We have an open source website called balletcrypto.org. It has JavaScript open source. We put that source code on GitHub. People can copy it. So even if our company goes away in 5 years, 10 years, knock on wood, we don't. But if we did, you would have a copy of it. You could get the coins off. And plus, we delete all the private keys, all the software, all the private key material, like the passphrases and the encrypted private key. So we don't have a copy. If you lose your card and you had coins in it, well, I'm sorry, you're SRL. I can't help you with that. Because I don't want, the reason we delete it is because I don't want, my business model specifically calls for we don't retain private keys. At BTCC, we had a wallet called Mobi, which was a custody wallet where we actually manage the coins for you. You open an account with us, we have the private keys. But I realized it's too burdensome. There's too much burden for us to manage the private keys for millions of customers. So for this company, I don't want to touch the private keys. I create them for you, I put them on the wallet, and then I delete them, and it's on a physical copy. It's tamper evident. You go with it. Right? And that way, you take the responsibility. Us, the company, we create a great product to allow new users to easily come into the ecosystem and hold their private keys. Your keys, your Bitcoin. Not your keys, not your Bitcoin, right? That's what it is.
And that's something that we've mentioned on the channel many, many times in the past, is not your keys, not your coins. So that was one of the things that drew me to this product specifically, because there's a lot of companies out there that are custodians or holding the keys and things like that. So it's good and a breath of fresh air to see not only is it outlasting, if the company something happened, but it's also just widely available on GitHub and things like that. That's awesome.
Here, what we have is something special. I'll tell you guys is that because we want to be anti-fraud, anti-counterfeit, there's UV ink on here. If you have a UV light, there's special printing on UV ink. Also, we want to make sure no one covers up the QR code. So there's a scent on it. If you scratch the QR code and you can smell it, go ahead. Tell people what you think.
Yeah, it smells. Yeah, it smells good actually. Yeah, it smells like perfume.
Yeah, so it's part of the branding. It's part of the branding for Ballet. It's also a security measure so that no one can cover up with a fake QR code, right? You don't pass it off. So we have a lot of these hidden features designed in there from the get-go. Anyways, just
That's cool. A scratch and sniff. I like that. Cool, Bobby. Well, where can people learn more about it? Where can they find more about you guys?
Yeah, so our website is balletcrypto.com, BALLETCRYPTO.com. The reason we picked Ballet is we want a name that was really generic for general audience, something that's female friendly. It evokes a sense of simplicity and elegance. So we want a wallet solution that's simple and elegant, and we think Ballet is a perfect name for it. So we call our wallet the real Bitcoin. The reason we choose real is because this is a real device, it's a physical device, and when I put Bitcoin on here and I give it to you, that's real Bitcoin. You don't have to worry about anything else. So it's really simple to use.
Yeah. I love the physical form factor. Love the strategy that you guys are doing. Thanks so much for sitting down with me.
The app on App Store, iOS, and Android, Google Play is called Ballet Crypto. Okay. Yeah, search for that.
Got it. Check it out on the App Store, guys. All the links will be in the description below. And thanks so much for sitting down, Bobby.
Thank you. Hope you guys all give this a try. Give it to your friends and family. Spread the joy of crypto. Come to a conference. Every time you hear me speak, I'll be giving out free Bitcoin to everyone who attends.
Awesome. Thanks, Bobby.
That is it for my interview with Bobby Lee. I hope you guys like it. If you did, slap a like. If you guys are brand new here, don't forget to subscribe. And there are going to be a lot more interviews in the coming future. Some really special guests are jumping on the show. And that is it for this one. If you guys do want to continue to hack your crypto education, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode of Hack Crypto.